I'm gonna sneeze. Good morning. Coffee time. Happy Friday. Look, the cap matches the shirt. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So this is the week. We have one more week together, and then the price of the book goes up. The promotional season of it. So right now you can get this for $5 on Amazon. The best course you could get. It's not really a course, but I think there is enough nuggets in there to get you going. If you are someone who is still wondering how to use social media in a way that feels good, but that also brings, eyes on your business and potential leads, prospects, clients. It's really, I was thinking of it last night. It's like, social media marketing for the soul. Not only your soul, that it feels good to you, because we know getting out there is an act of bravery. You are seen. Good morning. You are seen. As soon as you are online, you are seen, whether people tell you they see you or not. You are seen, you are heard. Your voice has an impact on someone. And that's why, it's really important that you are the leader of your community, that you're leader of yourself. You are the leader that people look up to, because not only are you expertise, because the way you are, right? As you know, no matter your field of expertise, it will require to be a certain way, to be a person, a new person. When you, all of you are experts at what you do. You teach people, you coach people, you share with them a new way of being, whether it's professionally or personally. And so by default, you are the guide. And this is your responsibility. As soon as you say, yes, I want to use social media as a source of lead, as a source of awareness, as a source of, finding or guiding clients towards me, you are in charge. And so the first thing that's going to be on your, in front of you is going to be your mind. Your mind's going to say everything to you so that you don't show up, or if you show up, that you don't show up fully. So that's why you got to become the leader of your mind when you become the leader of a community. And remember every day why you're here. If I could pick out all the thought that came to me before I come here today, after 4 weeks of showing up every morning, Mama was almost saying, well, maybe they have enough of you every morning. And I was like, beautiful mind, I love you, but this book is requiring that you spread its wing fully, because I know the impact it's having on people. I get your messages, I get your reviews, I get the beautiful conversation when we go live. By the way, if you want to come live with me today, I didn't put the link in the description, just put in the comments. Hopefully I'm going to see the comments today on Facebook. Yesterday we had some comments that I saw afterwards. So you never know. So that's another thing, once you become visible, is to, oh, hi, Jan. So cool to see you here. Once you become visible online, there is technology, and a lot of, people stop just because they are, afraid of technology. What if it doesn't work? Well, guess what? It will not work, And so it's another way of learning how to lead yourself. How do you lead yourself when technology doesn't work? When you do a big launch or a big workshop and suddenly, Zoom wants to do a reboot or Zoom doesn't want this or this or that, So it's learning how to be completely imperfect, basically, and being open to the fact that whatever comes your way is for your highest good. And that the more the people see you online, and they see the humanness in you. Good morning, Jan. If you want to come live with me, let me know. And this morning I see the comments because I'm going to actually put the link in the comments because I love conversation. And I know it's morning. Maybe some people can come in the morning, but if you can, join me. Join me. I put the link in the comments. So that's what I want to tell you. That's big message I wanted to tell you. Like, I'm really, I don't like, I can't stand anymore to hear, when I meet a woman entrepreneur and I see that she has big dreams with her business. Awesome. Yes, go for it. I'm going to put the link later, Jan, here for you. Oh my God, I'm so excited to meet you soon. You said we know each other. So Jan's going to be my next fitness. I say next because I had to switch my fitness coach, change her, got a new adventure in her life. So she transferred me to a friend of hers who is Jan. And so we haven't met yet, but we're going to work together out. I'm going to get those big muscles again. Not big, but strong. That's another thing. When you become visible and you build a business, believe me or not, but I have proof of it. In 10 years of being in business, the more you take care of your body, the more you do, for me, hard things, but hard not in the way that I am the victim of the hard in terms of strong things, right? The more my business grows. It is, I would almost say it's proportional, if not exponential. So I know. So my first, because you're here, Jan, I'm just gonna share a little bit more because I realized that the first time when I studied kickboxing, that was way back then, maybe 17 years ago, 18 years ago. And it was like intensive, almost every day training for kickboxing. And I remember this as the best time of my life in terms of focus, clarity. Like, even it helped me when I gave birth. I was so strong in my mind and in my body, especially in my mind. It's funny, how you use your body in a strong way. And then when it comes to putting your mind into something that feels completely impossible, that feels like out of reach, the more you're strong in your body, the more your mind gets strong. And it helped me for so many things. So I've been back to fitness maybe like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago now, after I had an embolism. And so I was working with Mel, who is an amazing fitness coach. And then I could see the difference. When it was time to do like writing the book, I could not have written the book and be a TEDx speaker without doing the work I've done with Mel in the gym, right? Your mind and your body, and your heart and your desires, all of these work together. So I just wanted to say that. So yes, Jan, you say, love those connections you're making body and mind spirit. Totally. And so that's why, on days, and I'm sure all of you have routines, even if you don't go to the gym and you don't do the fitness aspect of things, you may have a ritual. Like, I know that the bare minimum I get to do to feel good is to walking, and my yoga. Walking yoga. On weeks that I skip that, holy moly, the body lets me know, right? So it's definitely part of your success in business is to move your body, to feel your emotions. All of this that we don't talk about when you do a marketing course or a business course. But I'm telling you, if you've been feeling exhausted, if you've been feeling tired, or if you feel that you don't have it in you to go for the next level in your business or in your visibility, chances are that number one, remember, our mind gonna use fears and confusion and procrastination and excuses like this to keep us from changing, right? But I promise you that if you bring your body with you without pushing, that's a part, right? I remember, when I went back to fitness with Mel, that I said, I'm not, because I was, in the first book I wrote, I explained that I was a gym rat. I was at the gym every morning at 5 a.m. I could see bears because I was as early out in the woods as the bears as I was driving. And we go to the gym, push, 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 push. And I would kind of do everything to be able to push in the morning for 2 hours at the gym. But then that led to exhaustion of my body, but also it led to not feeling to what I had to feel. And at the time I was, kind of going through bulimia. So my story with bulimia, you know, uh, the gym helped me in a way because I wanted to kind of kill all the kilos that of the food I was eating at the gym, which was a very unhealthy relationship with my body and with my fitness. So when I went back to the gym with Mel, I remember I'm like, I'm done with pushing. I do hard things, but from an easy place. So now when I do my fitness, and it's not easy, okay, but I make sure that I make it easy on me, like mentally, and that I don't judge who I am when I push, when I do my push up or whatever the thing that are hard for me to do, right? So my mindset around, hard things, how to do hard things has completely changed because this is why we have so much burnout. People push, they don't feel like if you don't listen to your body is going to be louder and louder and tell you at some point, girl, stop, listen to me, right? So the women I work with in business, it's so interesting, right? Because they come to me for business and for visibility and marketing. And then when we start our first sessions, what comes up number one is, all the fears, all the limiting beliefs that are collected through decades of life, since childhood. So we need to identify all of this and then replace one by one. That's why I say, my mission is to amplify women's voice. And I since the book it's even bigger, like I really want to amplify women's voice online and offline, one post, one video, and one belief at a time, because what you believe about yourself is the key to everything else. And then because it unlocks your behavior, how you behave, how you show up or not. And when you show up, how do you show up? Do you show up from that place of hell yes, I'm here, have a message, my voice matters, I can help whoever is ready to be helped to become more visible? Or are you like, oh my God, I need to do that thing, it's so much work, I don't have time for this, and then the algorithm doesn't work and nobody's watching or whatever, like all the things, where are you coming from is so key when it's to come, to build a business, to be visible online, because it's your energy, right? Nobody wants to come to you if you have this energy of, lack, scarcity, like closeness. But if you see someone, that is like open and is exploring what is not even possible to imagine yet for yourself and reflect that to you, you want to go with that person, right? It's like a love story. It's the same. It's the same. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. That book is really, if you've been limiting yourself with all the stories that we all have about, you don't have time, you don't have the money, this is not a right time, you have the kids, you have whatever the problem of this, no, like don't wait, because there is never a time where everything is clear. This is an illusion. That's why it's really important to culture within you and nurture that connection to yourself so that your desire never get back on the back seat. Your desire a forefront, because when you are a woman following her desires, you are fully expressed. And then you can even deploy even more of your influence on your clients and help them, guide them. So that's why it's really key that you to remember yourself that you have a body, you have a mind. It's not about just, throwing up all your knowledge and expertise to your clients. It's really feeling, 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 feeling. Yes, fear is an illusion. Although when you feel fear, holy shit, it feels very scary, right? So this is fear is an illusion. It's our mind that is using fear to stop us, and it works so well. One of the things with visibility online is fear of being judged, fear of being rejected, fear of not being enough. Sometimes some of the women I work with, they say, I don't have a PhD, so I cannot do a TEDx. Well, it's a story. And then it's like, it's a story. It's, and a story that helps, your mind to stop you, because if she was saying yes to a TEDx without a PhD, fear would be even bigger, right? Because that means it's possible. And it is, by the way. I don't have a PhD. I did a TEDx. I'm the little girl from a farm in France in a tiny village of 250 people who had no idea how one day she would move to a country called Canada and do all the things that she had in her heart. So that's why I want to help all of you to break the barriers, to unlock something in you, that you finally see that anything is possible, anything, if you know how to use your mind and body and your energetics, so that you don't let your mind stop you. Our mind is beautiful. It's here to protect us, right? As soon as you change, you feel a discomfort, and that becomes your best friend. That's something I didn't know 5 years ago. Discomfort becomes your best friend. Yeah? There is no change that happens and it feels good. Like, not scary at all. Fear is really it feels like a red flag for your body and your mind, but for like your plan and your desire, it's your green light. As soon as you feel fear, that means that's the way you need to go. And now you would hear me when I have a new project or something comes up new, and I'm like, do I, those faces, like, should I do this or not? And then suddenly what I look for is, do I feel fear when I say I'm going to do this? And then if it doesn't feel anything, okay, so that's probably not big enough or further enough. Or so I go deeper, and I'm like, with that new idea, and I'm like, how does that feel? Scan my body, and then suddenly I feel it. For me, fear is in my stomach. And then when I feel, holy shit, that's it. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to do this. What? A TEDx and a book in 6 months? That was one of the biggest fear of the last few months, right? That felt completely impossible. And this is where you learn how to surrender to your desires. Surrendering to your desires is the most. I haven't jumped from a plane yet with a parachute, but I think it's probably close to this sensation. I want to do that. I want to learn how to dance with my fears, even on physical things. But surrendering to your desires that means saying yes to yourself, no matter what. Jenny said, aha, it's so true. I felt that for a month before leaving my 8 to 5 to pursue my dream. Yes, so can we take a pause here? Jan, I don't even know you yet, but when you told me that yesterday, I was like, this is bravery, courage. This is full on connected to your trust in yourself. And that is, the pinnacle of how you really bet on yourself. I love it. Even myself, I am not here after 10 years. This is how sometimes you have some fears that are tethered to you, and that's our job to work with it. So, Jan, I want to say, like, I am so happy. I feel it's me. Like, I know the feeling. I am so proud of you, and I really hope that you celebrate yourself. That the thing that I see a lot that we accomplish a big things and we go to the next without doing anything, or even taking like time to do a slow walk and feel inside of your body that it landed. You did it, right? it just, I am like so happy for you. Like I got tears in my eyes because I know the work it took inside of you to get there. And I'm so happy for you. So, so, so happy for you. And celebrate yourself and integrate this in your body. Like, please, like, really honor your decision because it's just beautiful. And I'm sure you're going to rock it. And I cannot wait to meet you, by the way. Yeah. So I love that you're here, Jen, because it's so cool. You are the embodiment of what it takes to be courageous. Oh, I see another message. Let's see, let's see. I can't wait to connect. I need to start work now, but we will talk soon. Yes. Enjoy the last days of your work. This is so cool, so cool. Yeah, so you can go, and if you're a local with Jan, maybe Jan, you have online stuff as well, but you can check Jan out, and you're gonna see pictures of Jan because I think we're gonna start working. I want to go back at least once a week to go back to a rhythm of fitness. So you'll see Jan in my stories and in my posts if she's okay with it. All right. So the I'm gonna just read a little bit of this. If you're new to the book, I'm gonna put the links in the comments after we're done so that it's easy for you to access. There is a paperback and there is an ebook as well. All right. So I want to share something before I read. Some of you are, so there is in the book, there are some applicable things you can do in your office or wherever in your house to help you really connect with, um, your what you want to accomplish in your business. And so in my world at Social Media Love, we use a lot of visualization because visualization is one way to kind of trick your mind but in a beautiful way, right? Because when you imagine what it feels like to already have a book, have a TEDx, or have the 3 V.I.B.L.E clients you want to have, or the gym you want to open, or whatever it is that you want to do, and then you train your mind and your body to already be in the reality of that thing you want to do, then that means you start connecting so new in your brain. There are things that some of my mentors explained it so well. So when you use visualization, you actually teach your brain to build new ways of thinking. So it connects, like, I'm not an expert, but there is neural pathways, right, that are thing in our brains connect, and then that's how we do things because we connect with in our brain. So when you are at a point in your brain where it's not known yet, then that means there is no neural pathway. So you have to build them so that you can continue to grow and do the path of imagining what is the next thought or idea and stuff like that. So when you use visualization, that's what you do. You already, like, that's why you want to be specific when you visualize. And if it's so you have the visual, because our brain works in words, in images, right? So when you see, so in the book I explain how I set up my very first retreat in France, like that, in 3 months of visualization and actions. Don't get me wrong, you not just sit on your butt and visualize and something gonna drop from the sky. Sometimes it happens, but you got to do some actions, right? That are the action that the woman in that visualization would take. And that's a kicker, because the fear is kicking when you do that. Because when you start taking actions that are direct, direct, consequences of your visualization, what the woman in your visualization would do today to make the thing happen. And it can be small, nano, medium, big. So I remember when I started to play with this for my retreat in France, I wanted to organize a retreat, a luxury retreat for women entrepreneurs in a beautiful hotel. So I started to play with the visualization. I had my healer with me. She was like, okay, she said, can you have a tour first of the hotel? So my sister, who lives in France, went to the hotel on WhatsApp, And then we toured the hotel so that I could bring some of, the images in my visualization. So when I was closing my eyes, I could see the woman without seeing really their faces, but I could see them sitting in a circle. Like, I could imagine everything. And at the end of each visualization, I would ask myself, what would she do today? The woman in my visualization, what would she do today to make it happen? So the first answer was, for the first visualization, she would book the hotel and find the date. And I was like, what? What? So that's what I did. I booked the hotel, not knowing who would be there, if someone would buy anything. And when you book a hotel, most of the time you have a certain number of weeks to confirm. Then you have to put a deposit. Then the deposit is quite large, and then by that date, if you say I don't want it anymore, they give you 50% back of the deposit, or so there were some very financial, tangible things in consideration there, not knowing who would be there. But I booked the hotel. And guess what? I wanted 10 women. I got 8, which was awesome. We had, like, if you would meet those women today, even if you don't know them, and you would mention the retreat, they're still living in that moment. It was one of the most beautiful experiences that I've lived with my clients. So visualization is a big deal. So I'm in the book. I show you. I encourage you to create a little corner in your house where that is completely dedicated to a time to visualize, right? And so there are some tips and tricks. So some of you are working on it, and like very seriously, and I love it. So it's not just a book where you're gonna learn stuff and read about my story, but also you're gonna be able to implement some whatever nuggets fits with you right now in your journey. You're gonna use whatever fits right now in your life, and hopefully it's gonna help you. It's not hopefully, it will help you. There is no doubt. All right. I wanted to, what did it? I want to read this. The one, I think it's 70. Are you Angelique? An unfamiliar voice pulls me back from my grocery list. I look up, slightly puzzled. Yes, that's me. How can I help you? I reply, trying to place the familiar stranger. Well, you don't know me yet, but I know you from your video on the 8 ways to eat avocados. My son, who's a notorious picky eater, now loves them, thanks to you, the stranger exclaims, her eyes shining with gratitude. Do you mean the video I posted about 2 weeks ago on my Facebook page, Angelique Cuisine? Yes, I think it still exists, Angelique Cuisine. Yes, exactly that one, she confirms with a big smile. That video was my debut into the world of live social media, an experience as daunting as it was exhilarating. I remember sitting on my living room floor, propping my phone against a bookshelf, clutching a pen in one hand and a giant notebook. I still have it in the other. I hit go live, and in an instant, I was very visible. I had a goal to stay live for 20 minutes, even if no one showed up to watch me. I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew what I wanted to say. I wanted to teach people how to enjoy avocados. So, not paying attention to how many people were watching or any of the comments. I talked and drew out the 8 ways to eat avocados and enjoy them, pouring my enthusiasm into each stroke of my pen. When the live was over, I logged out and didn't pay attention to any of the engagement on the post until the next day. There was none engagement. None. So it was a complete shock to me when 2 weeks later I was confronting with the impact of that very video. It was a profound moment, one that shifted my perception of social media metrics entirely. Until then, I had been hung up on likes, shares and comments. I would get frustrated if nobody was there. They matter, but those numbers, but not as much as having passion and conviction behind what you're posting. This encounter taught me that there is a real impact in showing up consistently and sharing your message, no matter how niche or simple it may seem. And even if that impact seems invisible, it reminded me of the unseen audience, those who watch but never interact. Do you know those people? I'm sure you do. There is the invisible audience that you cannot underestimate. The invisible audience is probably where most of your clients are. Like, I hear it all the time around me. And for myself, most of my clients barely or never interact with my content. But when I connect with them, when it's, they show up in my life or they're in my DMs or I reach out to them, I have that very specific, interesting way of reaching out to you. Maybe someday you'll see I'll do that with you. But when I have a pull in me that I feel that you and I would rock it working together, I usually send you an audio message and I'm telling it you, right from the get-go. So some people would say, oh, that's sleazy or whatever you think. It doesn't matter. When I know, I know. And when I feel, I feel. And then I say it to you. And that's why yesterday I did a post about, selling is an act of love when you come from that place, right? So yeah, most of my clients never comment or anything. So that's why I want you to pay attention that even if you don't have the engagement you wish you had on your content, it doesn't mean that your content is not potent, right? Because people are watching. You never know who's watching, and there is always someone watching. So to all the entrepreneurs and experts reading this, please don't forget that your online presence matters. Even when it feels like shouting into the void, your voice and your message have the power to change lives, something in ways as simple as making a child love avocados. Don't let the fear of judgment or the craving for immediate validation deter you. Before worrying about engagement and metrics of success, focus on showing up, sharing your expertise, and trusting that your message will find its way to those who need to hear it most. Remember, you never know who's watching, who's listening, and whose life you're impacting. Your visibility online is a gift, not just to your audience, but to yourself. Embrace it and let it transform you and those around you. So what does it take to show up and be visible? And remember, visible comes for V, voice. The first I is your ideas. S, your stories. The second I, your irresistible offers. B, your belief. L, your leadership. And E, your expertise. So what does it take to show up and be visible? It takes to release trying to figure out how to make it happen. Just show up. Surrender to the unknown. You don't need to know if you're going to work or not. Surrender. Say yes without any proof it will work. Yes, I'm going to go live every morning talking about my book for 4 weeks because I want to honor the book, honor me, who put those stories, pick and choose like very vulnerable stories in there to help you honor you, right? Cultivate the belief that this could work for you. What if using social media could work for you? Have you ever considered it? So many times I hear all the things that could go wrong or don't work. What if it works for you? And being open to the idea that it's working for you. Can you just, oh my God, social media is working for me. Can you feel the difference in your body? Again, connection to your body. Believe that you are a world changer. Show up even where fears are loud. Wah, wah. Don't believe your inner critic. In my world, we say, don't believe a thought you think. When you do something new, don't believe a thought you think, right? I promise you, like, it happened again with one of my clients this week. She had an amazing idea for her business, and then it's automatic. You wait for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Poof, the first thought that is stopping you shows up. It's so cool. Our system, our protection system, our nervous system is so good at protecting us from danger. And what our nervous system sees as danger is any change. So now you have to differentiate danger and fear, right? Danger, something, your nervous system sees something as danger that could lead to death. This one you listen. Now the other one is like danger type of, doing a Facebook Live. You won't die from a Facebook Live. I don't think so. I've never heard of it. Okay. So this is the difference between fears and danger, right? So listen to the wisdom of your body. Ask for help. Yes, ask for help. Slow down when you need to. Have uncomfortable conversations. Believe in your clients and their ability to embrace their fears. Your clients are capable. Believe in your methodology and believe in your soul. No, sorry. Yes, but that's not what's written. It says, believe your business has a soul. Like this book has a soul. Like it has its own life energy already. It doesn't even belong to me anymore. I am just the vessel for it, the messenger, which actually my name, Angelis, is from Angelikos in Greek. I think it means the messenger. So believe is the key word, and I'm going to wrap up on this. One of my clients last night, after working 6 months together, had a major shift in her life, like major. And I'll keep it, confidential, but major. And after doing magic with social media love. So it's so interesting, right? You cannot become visible until you heal you. That's what she did. She healed herself so that she could become visible, and she's starting to post on social media now, but more even bigger, she's writing a book, right? That was a desire of decades that never happened, because when you need first to heal yourself, and there is nothing wrong with you, it's just we're never taught how to heal ourselves. So it's like a congestion when you don't take care of how you feel, and what is the root of all those fears and everything. Then you push, and then you feel frustrated because you still don't feel like you want to feel at 50 or 60. You still haven't done the things you said you wanted to do in your life. But it has nothing to do because you don't have the time or money or anything. It's because there is so much of things in you that are not expressed. So you're congested. So first, it's going in, putting the light on the congestion, and then one by one, taking it out and replace it with, empowering, supportive thoughts, beliefs, and a new way of being and feeling. Like feeling your feelings is the key. And I'm like, what? Business with feeling your feelings? Well, yeah, because building a business as a solopreneur is the best, school of personal growth. It will come and get you in all the little corners you've been hiding from yourself. Yeah. So that's why. So I'm going to go grab your book. And then when you read it, reach out to me. So show me pictures. Someone who is a very active member in our community, Jen, she is in a place in Nova Scotia called Cape Breton. And she showed me where the book was and in a beautiful landscape. And then she does a kind of a pen with a camera. You see the beautiful water, the mountains, the trees, and then she comes to our table, boom, and then there's a book on a chair. So wherever you are reading the book, post on social media, tag me where you read the book because it's so fun, like really fun. Thank you for being here. If you're watching the replay, tell me because it's always so amazing to see who is with us. You know, we are a community. This is for the community. This is for, you know, you, if you've been, you know, considering to work with me and you wanted to learn more about where I'm coming from, why I say the things I say. Well, this is to help you get to know me as well, right? So that, you know, when you feel it's the right time, or if I invite you to come and work with me, you already know, okay, where you're going with this. So thank you for being here and have a beautiful Friday. Ciao, ciao.